Hello world, good day and good game to you all. This week we say goodbye to our PlayStation 4 and Xbox One friends. Last week we got more images about Season 3, but not everything coming with Season 3 was mentioned in the livestream. But first, let's look at all the promises from last week. We received some images about the next update coming this week. The external component augmentation cores are coming. They enhance your defense and recovery. Those cores are less for offense and more made to tune your survivability. There has also been a vote on them if they break the game even more. Most voted for no, but remember that those can pump up HP, shield, defense and other stats. So Kyle is someone who can benefit from more shield. Esiemo can benefit from more HP. Ajax gets better with more defense and many more. And anyone will benefit if those can increase the MP recovery. That would be insane. So in my opinion they have the potential to break the game even more. Weapon cores get expanded too. Multi-hit cores are coming as hit augmentation core. The new hit augmentation items will be added to allow players to choose between critical hit or multi-hit setups. So you can't really have both or have to balance each of them. The new Ice Maiden challenge difficulty offers new skills and debuff immunity mechanics for her. Just like in Void Erosion Purge, the first clear will give some rewards, and from there on it's about competing with others on the leaderboard. And another really nice change coming with the update is that we can remove the attachments from the jar that Sharen, Jayber and other descendants have. Also from Thursday on you will be able to rearrange the presets, and I wonder how that works for multiple pages. Photo mode can now add a frame to your pictures. Each player will have individual death counter in intercept battles. Farming and drop rates will change. So many changes are coming this week. When the update drops, then we will look into the patch notes again and as always find out what was not mentioned there. So look forward for that video on Thursday. Last week Nexon also showed how the Season 3 roadmap will look like. Here it is. The important part is right at the beginning. Nell is the first to come. Along with new modules that are like passives, triggering effects while you fight. A new ultimate weapon will be introduced too, and the Nier Automata collaboration also happens at the start of Season 3. Any other descendants like Ultimate Luna or Ultimate Yujin will follow 1 or 2 months later. Which also was a vote on Discord, which postponed update hurts the most. Clearly most are waiting for Ultimate Luna, a new fellow and the launch. Also swords are nice to have, but we have to wait 1 or 2 months more for that. Anyway, only 6 more weeks until Nell can be played as a descendant. That's all I need from Season 3. In the live stream they also talked about reworking the movement cap for some descendants, but always remember that the maximum movement speed may not fully vanish, just be increased so that weapon cores and other sources like Enso buff can increase the speed even more. Bunny will really benefit from this, being a very fast descendant again. People living in New York or nearby have the chance to get hands on Season 3 way before anyone else can. On the 13th of July a focus group testing of Season 3 starts. It takes 8 hours and you also get paid $300 for that. There's a form to fill out linked in the description. Try your luck and take some pictures and videos for us please. In the shop there's a new skin. It's a fluffy dog and he's fully dressed. No boobs, no jiggle. It is not as fluffy as a panda, but the overall is really nice. Would be great if that would be a separate piece to wear. In some older video we already talked about drop chances and how most of the 400% bosses have the 0.5% chance to give a spoil box or two. Now it happened. One very lucky descendant got the double drop. This is a real jackpot and may happen in only 1 of 400 runs or so, if you are lucky enough. And if you want a background image for your desktop, then you find some good looking screenshots in Reddit right now. The links are in the description. Here's just a preview how beautiful this game can be. Unfortunately, Reddit screws with the quality of the image as always, so perhaps ask the authors for some link or a higher resolution of the images. Some of them are really nice to look at. Also the basketball emote finally arrived. For more than 6 weeks we are waiting for this since we talked about it in the Season 3 preview video, and as expected it got revealed now during the NBA Finals as the Day 21 reward of the Albion Special Dispatch event. And did you know of this animation that Valby does when jumping while moving sideways? Normally you don't move straight straight sideways, but if you do and jump, then this animation appears. It has no practical use or bonus whatsoever, but it looks very fancy. And before we move on to the bugs, let's look at some good old times here. The bunny cave, running in circles with Valby just for the right reactor the whole day long, farming environment contamination zone all day long, and I completely forgot what the old name of the mission was, and being able to destroy fuel tanks with skills which I kind of miss when playing Ajax and jumping into enemies. Good old times. The issues are the same as before, but some new have been discovered by players. The translation of items are still broken in some languages. Some of them claim to give shield, which they don't, so better switch to English or look up the description somewhere. Intel CPU 13th and 14th generation all may have that long going out of video memory bug due to high voltage and heat. If you're running into that problem, there are some links in the description for you. And even more bugs have been found by players and already reported on Discord. Some even harm the leaderboard when you have some Enso buff all the time without any Enso nearby. Then you just melt through the enemies. Or some player have multiple weapons for the runs to switch them through to not be bothered by some cooldown. That's broken. Those bugs are there forever, but they are not yet on Nexon's list of known issues. But one bug can stay, that is the dancing emote bug, even if it sometimes looks a bit strange when you shoot a yellow beam from your hip. What are you doing there? A little bit of movement on the Ice Maiden leaderboard. Valby took her position back by being a little bit faster than the best Lepic out there. Everyone got a bit faster, especially Keelan climbing up some places. The maximum power bunny is climbing up one place slightly faster than Gley now, but still there's Yujin on the bottom with over 8 minutes. If you have a good idea for a Yujin build that is faster than 8 minutes, then this is your way to get on the leaderboard. And as always, we look at some of the votes on problems, solutions and other interesting questions. 2 almost similar votes about what NPCs should wear. Would be a great thing if the clothes of NPCs in Albion changes with summer and winter times. And of course everyone votes for that for reasons. The possibilities of things to farm are limited and this vote shows it perfectly. Sounds like people are not very excited to farm Sigma sector anymore. It is more like a chore because there is nothing else worth farming right now, apart from some few 400% from time to time, of course. And here's something I totally would love to see for Jayber and some other descendants. Dear Esiemo, just push the goddamn trigger. No need to wave goodbye. Dear Jayber, what kind of technician are you when everything takes so long? And other examples I have to calm down. Numbers. I like numbers. Numbers can calm me down. Season 3 pre-registration is at 35%, so we have almost 350,000 people that joined the Season 3 demo. It stays at 35% for some time now, and still the 200k reward is not activated on the website, but they showed it active in the live stream. So I hope next week we get some updated numbers for that. We have over 7,000 people still playing in Steam, and if this trend continues, then we could see a new low next week. The lowest number recently was 6,200 almost 6 weeks ago. At the end of the season it could even drop down to 4,000 players, unless all the PlayStation 4 and Xbox players switch to Steam this week. There's also a thread about this decline of players which sums up the major issues. It looks like made by some bot, but the discussion below is worth looking at. Season 2 started more than 6 months ago with a very nice episode 1, but episode 2 is running for 4 months now. For shifting season 3, Nexon said sorry with a catalyst and some paint, which is nice but not really that much. All of this, especially the late release of season 3, makes this 1 year anniversary a little bit underwhelming. Today we run Sigma sector all day long, and in season 3 it will be the new battlefield. That feels so repetitive. First Descendant could offer more variety and fun by just using all the content there is today. I mean, when was the last time you did some smaller boss, normal special operation or some mission all day long for better equipment, right? And before we move on to the things that will happen this week, here is another nice cosplay setup that we have seen last week. This one is easy, ain't it obvious who that is? Here is a hint, this game is 27 years old now, and Nexon also has its own mod for it, or a mod for the mod somehow. The answer is hidden in the pinned comment and in the description. So much for last week, now we look forward into what is ahead of us. A lot of ongoing events and dates. It looks like there may be no double farm this week, but as you know, there are always double farm locations. We look at them later on. This week we not only have the ongoing events, but also a new reward event. The Burning Summer attendance starts on Thursday, coming with the update. Until then, you can still pre-register for a demo of Season 3. There's a link in the description that takes you to the registration. Season 3 starts on 7th of August, but you can look at it almost 2 weeks earlier. And as usual, the skin contest continues until the 12th of August. You can still send in your art for the Descendant or in Fellow and win big prizes. Not mentioned but also ongoing is the registration for the focus group test. If you live in New York or nearby, then you can get your hands on Season 3. Not only that, you also get paid for that with $300 US. One more thing for this week, until July you can get a nice color emote and a skin for Serena. Just take some small streamer on Twitch and spread joy by watching the stream for 90 minutes or more to get the drops. But watch out, the color that you get does not really look like the preview that we got. The difficulty level rewards have one good spot where you can farm Singular and Fusion Reactor for Bunny. Always remember that there are always a lot of good double farm spots. We will look at each of them in a minute. Catalyst and Activator blueprints can be farmed on patch day and on the weekend. From Thursday to Monday we have really good infiltrations each day. The Haven is a very fast mission, and opening the Morph can be done at an outpost that is very fast too. But also Magister Lab is back on Friday, Saturday and Monday. The Magister Lab is the fastest farming mission for Catalyst and Activator blueprints and their Morph. The mission can be done in 2 minutes or less with the right team. Opening the Morph is also very fast. With a good weapon or clear speed you can finish the Vulgus Power Reactor in 20 seconds or less. Best would be Esiemo, he can do it very easy and fast. On Thursday we have to say goodbye to PlayStation 4 and Xbox One players. The update will not only bring external component cores and the Ice Maiden Abyss challenge, but also stop working on those old consoles. Only 1 year after the release we already have to let them go. If you want to keep playing the games, then have a look at Steam and try out things like GeForce Now and other online services. That would be one way to keep playing without buying a new console or PC. On Friday ETA 0 returns with 2 equipment slots, 2 storage slots, 1 catalyst and some advanced shape stabilizer. The beginning of next month will be wild too. We get the Season 3 preview, new login rewards and another update is coming. In August Season 3 starts, but the things that we waited for so long will come one by one from month to month. At least it starts with Snell, that's what I'm looking forward to. That's it for the events happening. Now let's look where those nice double farm locations are. All you need is this list. On the right side you can choose your Descendant that you play with and that needs a new reactor. In the middle you can see each reactor that you can farm this week. They are sorted by element and archetype, which is a bit easier than the list in the game. And on the right side is the mission, which is the best to farm. The stars in each mission tell you if a place is really good or not. I suggest only farm the locations with 2 or 3 stars. Locations with 1 or no star are not that good and maybe worth waiting for some better week. We will now look at each single region and how you farm the best mission there. Valby and Yujin mains looking for some non-attribute fusion reactors have 2 strong spots this week. First is an Echo Swamp Abandoned Zone. Here you want to run Environment Contamination Zone. It gives you non-attribute fusion and also drops non-attribute tech reactors. So if you're farming both types, that's your spot. Another reliable mission is the outpost in Fortress Defense Line. Take your Valby and run in circles as shown here. Do not kill the boss until the very end. Plenty enemies will spawn as long as he's alive. And so Luna and Jayber running non-attribute singular builds. You've got 3 farming missions this week. One is in Sterile classified area. The emission biological research facility is nice and you also get fire tech reactors as a side drop. Then check out Arkna Desert by Million Ways. The outpost is a solid choice. Same thing here, take your Valby and run in circles. Do not kill the boss until the very end. Another good spot is in Vespers the Ruins with the Destroy Temple mission. It also drops non-attribute tech reactor. Now for non-attribute dimension builds like Ajax, Gley, Jayber and Valby, there are 2 nice locations. First option is the Moonlight Lake in Vespers, also drops some electric dimension reactor. Then head to Sterile restricted zone and take on the basis power grid there. Not only do you get your dimension reactor, you also pick up fire singular. When you're playing Ajax, Kyle and Luna and you're looking for a non-attribute tech reactor, I've got 4 really good locations. One is in Vespers the Ruins, run the Destroy Temple to farm your non-attribute tech and pick up some non-attribute singular reactors as well. Then go to Vespers Timberfall and run the mission Timberfall Power Facility. This is a good non-attribute tech farming spot this week and you also get toxic tech reactors for Freyna there. Another mission is in Echo Swamp Abandoned Zone. Look for the Environment Contamination Zone. Besides your non-attribute tech, there's a chance for non-attribute fusion reactor as well. And finally, check out Kingston Grand Square. The mission Kingston Surveillance Radar gives you the non-attribute tech you're looking for and adds Chill Dimension Reactor into the mix. If you're playing Blair this week and you're farming Fire Dimension Reactors, you've got one good mission. Swing by Echo Swamp Misty Woods. The mission Traces of Colossal Interceptions drops you on Dimension Reactor and has some Chill Singular mixed in. Serena has 3 nice locations this week. One is in Echo Swamp derelict covered with the mission Verdant Greenery. It's solid and gives you electric tech as secondary drop. And then there's the basis power grid in the restricted zone of Steraland. Also a pretty nice spot, especially if you also need some non-attribute Dimension Reactor. Or the Fallen Theater in Kingston. Look for the mission Vulgus Occupied Buildings. That one also drops Chill Singular Reactors. If you're playing Esiemo with Fire Fusion Reactors, there are 4 good spots. First, check out Fortress Frozen Valley and the Command Relay mission, this time with Toxic Tech as secondary drop. Then in White Knight Gulch Moongrave Basin, the mission Deployment Area of Order's Forces is your next stop. Not only do you get Fusion Reactors, but also Toxic Singular Reactors. Or in Hagios Fractured Monolith, Ruins Modification Base is one of the juicy spots for fire builds, and you also get Memories as a bonus. Then go to Vespers the Lumberyard and look for the Frontline Base mission, pretty good place, and it also drops Toxic Singular Reactors. If you're running Esiemo and Lepic this week and looking for Fire Tech Reactors, you've got one good option. Head to Steraland Classified Area, the mission is called Biological Research Facility. You find your Fire Tech Reactors there, and as a bonus there's also a chance for non-attribute singular drops. For Hailey and Viessa with a Chill Singular build, there are 4 good missions this week. First one is in Agna Desert Remnant. The mission Outpost Workshop not only gives you Chill Singular but also some electric fusion reactors. Then Kingston the Fallen Theater, the Vulgus Occupied Buildings mission is fast and has a good drop rate. You can also expect to get some Fire Singular reactors there. Also check out Echo Swamp Misty Woods. Traces of Colossal Interceptions is the mission there. It's juicy and you get some Fire Dimension reactors along with your Singular reactor. Finally, move to Fortress Converter Facility and run the Vulgus Strategic Outpost there. This one drops your Chill Singular Reactor and throws in some Toxic Dimension on the side. If you're playing Hailey with those Chill Dimension Reactors, you've got 2 reliable missions. One in Kingston Grand Square, run the Kingston Surveillance Radar mission there. You get your Chill Dimension and non-attribute tech reactor. Then hop into Steraland Ironworks. The Weapon Processing Facility is a nice one. This one drops Orc's Power on the side. And for our beloved Sharen and Bunny on the Electric Fusion Reactor, there are 3 missions you should check out. One great option is Echo Swamp, Muskeg Swamp. Take your Freyna and easily kill everything at the Archi Motion Sensor, also drops some Toxic Fusion Reactor. Next, check Agna Desert Remnant. The Outpost Workshop drops Electric Fusion and adds some Chill Singular to your run. Then move over to Steraland Repository, look for the mission called Vulgus Strategic Outpost, another reliable source for electric fusion and electric singular reactors. For Bunny with electric singular, there is one mission worth your time. It is in Steraland Repository. The outpost is nice there. This one drops electric singular reactors and you also get electric fusions there. Both are really good for Bunny. For Sharen, there are a few reliable spots for Dimension Reactor this week. There is Kingston the Destruction with Kingston Communications Repeater. This one is very efficient and drops Chill Fusion Reactors too. Next, Vespers Moonlight Lake, the old surveillance station mission gives Electric Dimension plus some non-attribute dimension. Then there's White Knight Gulch Observatory. The mission is Order Supply Warehouse. It drops Electric Dimension and Sensors as secondary drop. For Ines with Electric Tech Reactor, you've got one good mission to hit this week. In Echo Swamp, the derelict covered is a nice place. The mission Verdant Greenery has good drops and also drops Fire Singular. And for our beloved Keelan on a Toxic Fusion Reactor, there are 3 missions you should check out. One spot is in Fortress Defense Line, run the outpost there, it's a very solid mission and also has non-attribute fusion reactor. And don't miss Agna Desert, the mining site, Excavation Team Directional Radar, a fast and juicy mission for Toxic Fusion and Processor. And if you want a short mission, go to Echo Swamp, Muskeg Swamp and run the Archi Motion Sensor. That one is very fast and also drops Electric Fusion Reactors as a bonus. If you want Toxic Singular on your Keelan, then there are 2 good options. One is in Vespers the Lumberyard with the mission Frontline Base. It's solid and gives you Fire Fusion as secondary drop. Or check out White Knight Gulch, Moongrave Basin, the deployment area of Order's forces drops Toxic Singular and adds some fire fusion to your run. Now let's look at Toxic Tech for Freyna. She has some more locations you can farm. First, Agna Deserts is storage, run the previous Construct Team Quarters mission there. You get your Toxic Tech and Toxic Dimension Reactor. Even better is the outpost in Agna Desert Vermilion Waste. Not only do you get your Toxic Tech Reactor, you also pick up non-attribute Singular. And as always, Fortress Frozen Valley Command Relay, a fast and juicy mission for Toxic Tech and Fire Fusion Reactors. The last good spot is in Vesper's Timberfall, run Timberfall Power Facility. It's a very solid mission and also has non-attribute tech reactor. So that's it for the week, and as usual, if you do not know what options to farm on your reactor, then this list here surely helps, but always try to find the bottleneck in your build or use stats that are good for your playstyle. I hope you get the reactor that you are looking for. Happy farming, good luck, goodbye.